Most people are driving with the handbrake on and they don't even know it. You've been told that a 10% return in the S&P 500 is the gold standard. You've been told that if you just follow the crowd, buy a broad index fund, and wait 40 years, you'll reach the finish line. But in a world of rising costs, record inflation, and debt-driven growth, 10% is just keeping your head above water. It is the financial speed limit. And if you stay in that slow lane, it is going to take you half a century to build real freedom. But what if you could change your engine? What if a few small, calculated adjustments to what you own could cut 10 or 15 years off your working life? Today, I'm going to show you the math of the extra 3%. I'm going to show you 5 specific accelerators that have historically crushed the market average. And I'm going to give you the mechanical system to handle the speed without crashing. We aren't guessing, we're engineering. Let's look at the engine. Let's look at the math of a single $10,000 investment where you never add another penny. This is the baseline for the Net Plus blueprint. In the slow lane, getting that 10% average, after 30 years you have $174,000. For most people, that is the retirement dream. But an architect looks at that number and sees a problem. It doesn't account for the loss of purchasing power over 30 years. Now look at what happens when we move to the fast lane. If we optimize your portfolio for 15%, just 5 points more, that $174,000 jumps to $662,000. And if you hit the high flow lane of 17%, you are crossing the $1.1 million mark. It's the same $10,000, it's the same 30 years of waiting. The only thing that changed was the efficiency of the vehicle. Most people are terrified of trying to beat the market because they think it means gambling on meme stocks or high-risk crypto. It doesn't. It means understanding sector architecture. The S&P 500 is a bucket of 500 companies, but many of them are dead weight, legacy businesses that haven't innovated in decades. They're the anchor slowing your ship down. Architects don't buy the whole bucket. We tilt the engine toward the sectors doing the heavy lifting. To beat the average, we have to look at where the global economy is actually headed. The first component in our high-performance engine is pure growth, known as VUG. Think of this as the S&P 500 with a filter. It takes the same universe of the largest companies, but removes the value traps, the companies that are profitable but stagnant. It only keeps the companies with high-velocity earnings. This fund has averaged approximately 16% over the last decade. It's a subtle shift, but it's the difference between a family sedan and a performance-tuned vehicle. Next, we look at the digital spine, or XLK. This is pure technology exposure. We live in a world where software is eating the world. Every industry, from healthcare to farming, is becoming a tech industry. If you believe the future is software and silicon, this is your primary engine. XLK has averaged 21% over the last 10 years, effectively doubling the standard speed limit. By owning this, you aren't just betting on one stock, you're betting on the collective intelligence of the most innovative companies on the planet. Then we have what I call the defensive shield, which is PPA. This is aerospace and defense. Now, as an educator, I have to be clear. A good investment must meet 3 criteria. It must be financial, legal, and it must fit your moral compass. I'm here to show you the mechanics. Aerospace and defense is a unique sector because it is almost entirely decoupled from the standard consumer economy. Whether people are buying new iPhones or not, government spending on global security and defense contracts remains a constant. It's an uncomfortable truth, but it is one of the most stable, recession-proof sectors in existence. It has averaged 19% because in a crisis, the government does not stop buying jets, satellites, and missile defense systems. But the real power lies in the brains of the system, semiconductors, or SMH. This isn't just a tech play, it's a physics play. You cannot have the AI revolution, you cannot have high-end smartphones, and you cannot have modern electric cars without chips. If data is the new oil, semiconductors are the refineries. This fund has averaged 33% over the last 10 years. It's not just beating the market, it's in a different dimension of wealth creation. Now, I need to give you a warning. High speed creates heat. These funds are significantly more volatile than the standard S&P 500. When the market drops 10%, these funds might drop 20%. If you try to time these or jump in and out because you're scared, you will lose every penny of your edge. The only way to win with high-performance funds is to use a mechanical buying system. I use two specific protocols to keep the engine from overheating. The first protocol is ABB, always be buying. This is the Net Plus secret. It removes your brain and your emotions from the process. You don't look at the news. You don't care about the Federal Reserve's next meeting. Every week, on the same day, at the same time, the system buys. By buying every week, you dollar-cost average. When prices are high, you buy less shares. When prices are low, you buy more. This mathematically protects you from the volatility of the market and ensures you're always moving forward. The second protocol is BTD, buy the dip. This is where the real wealth is made. When the market crashes 20 or 30%, the average person panics. They see red on the screen and they sell their assets at a loss. The architect sees a discount. We keep a cash reserve, part of our 3-account system, specifically to buy more aggressively when the market is on sale. Imagine if your favorite store had a 30% off sale on everything. You wouldn't run away. You would buy as much as you could. The stock market is the only place where people run away when things go on sale. We don't do that. You do not need to be a professional trader or a hedge fund manager to do this. You just need to stop settling for the standard speed limit. If you're in your 30s and you feel like you're behind, 10% is a slow road to a mediocre destination. You need to optimize. You need to look at the sectors that are actually driving the global economy and position yourself there. We've seen it time and time again. The people who win are the ones who have a system. They're not the smartest, they're the most disciplined. They understand that a market crash is just a cycle. We've seen 16 recessions in the last 100 years. We've seen 25 market crashes, and every single time the market has recovered and reached new highs. The risk isn't the market crashing. The risk is you being out of the market when it recovers. Beating the market isn't about luck. It is about engineering. It is about choosing the right components for your engine and having the mechanical discipline to stay in your lane while everyone else is swerving. You have to decide if you want to be a passenger in someone else's script or the architect of your own. If you want the blueprints for these systems, if you want to understand the history of the money you're using, and if you're ready to build a life that doesn't rely on a 40-year trap, make sure you hit the subscribe button. This is Net Plus, where money stops being a mystery and becomes a language you finally understand. Hit subscribe for more deep dive lessons that actually stick.